We have a question on the outside right.
Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Cadet. Since you guys haven't been watching the bowls, I'll let you in on something. There's been spectacular special teams play. Field goal kicking has been big, onside kicks and stuff. Could you guys both address the importance of special teams in bowls because of the long build up to them, and also if you've had time to put wrinkles in your special team?
I think, you carry wrinkles from, the day you start coaching, and, you have them, and they're there. How often you use them is another thing, but I think, I can't speak for Bobby, but I'm quite certain that he feels the same way I think all coaches do, that you probably are not going to have the kind of success you hope for if you are not prominent with your special teams. There's I think a dramatic feeling by most that it's an absolute must, that you play well in special teams and that you prepare yourself for what you're referring to as some of the gadgets that might exist in special teams. You just have to work diligently at preparing that, because you never know what they are. It's not as though you see an offensive play and you can work against it defensively, or you see a defensive scheme and work against it. Special teams, most of those gadgets are not repeated too often, and so there's another one in the wings waiting to come out. Not sure what that is. So it takes some diligence and some time and some effort on your part of your special teams.
Well, special teams have been a big part of our season. In our wins, we've done a really nice job. We've had 5 returns for touchdowns, and I've done a nice job of kicking the ball and covering well, except in the 2 losses. We gave up 2 touchdowns in our punt returns. So with the change in losing John L. Smith, our coordinator, we've worked hard at it, and I think it's been good for our players. They've gotten extra work and extra coaching on it, and certainly in every game you play, it plays a big part.
Question on the outside left.
Scott Pritchard, GoParacat.com, Paracat Illustrated Magazine. Coach Snyder, I know family is very important to you. Certainly time able to speak to you about this, but I was wondering if you could comment on the passing of Brian Hickman, just maybe some of your favorite memories of that young man.
Well, it was Phil Bennett, in fact, texted me yesterday during our practice, and that was the first that I was aware of that. Scott's talking about a young man from Texas, local area, who played with us at Kansas State University a number of years ago. Brian Hickman, who's a wonderful young person and played and performed for us quite well in a lot of different ways at Kansas State. Passed away here yesterday at some point in time, the night before. Real tragic event. Feel awfully bad about for his family who are still here in the Dallas area. Brian was a defensive end for us, and a young guy that was not heavily recruited at all. He came to us with kind of 3 young guys. He and Josh Buell and Terry Pierce, if I recall correctly, all came together in the Dallas area and were really very effective, talented young players for us, good people. And I know those 2. I've talked to Josh, and I know that they're all in pain right now over the passing of Brian. I don't have the details on the funeral, etc. yet. I will have that sometime this morning.
Got a question on the middle.
Kevin Hansen, Lincoln Capital Journal. Bill, earlier this year you kind of mentioned how success in the program had changed the recruiting scope you guys took, and then maybe that didn't work out so well for you. I'm curious, a guy like Arthur Brown, a 5-star prospect, would you have tried to recruit him?
Well, I think you're always going to recruit anybody that's in the state of Kansas if they fit into your program and fit the parameters of what we're interested in. And knowing Arthur as I do now, I The answer would certainly be yes. You know, he's not only a talented and fine football player, he's a great human being, wonderful young man, and possesses those values that you've heard us talk about all the time. So, yes.
Question on the right.
Coach Matt Walters from TNN Radio on the K-State Sports Network. It's one thing to win 2-3 games in close fashion, 8 of your 10 wins by less than a touchdown. How has this year's team distinguished itself in your eyes among the great teams you've had over the course of your career?
Well, I have great appreciation for them. I think they're competitive young guys. I think they possess again those values we talked about, and they're a determined group, and they never give up. Type of attitude and approach to each and every ball game that they play. I think they try to play, snap after snap as hard and as well as they possibly can, and not prone to taking plays off. And I think I love the determination that they possess, but I also greatly appreciate their willingness to do things that a lot of young people in this day and age don't like to do, don't want to do. This is, as I said earlier, it's kind of a year-round function now, intercollegiate football, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of efforts, and only you get a chance to step on the field and really do what you love doing 13 times out of the year, and yet you're involved almost 365 days a year trying to prepare yourself for those 13 opportunities, 12 or 13 opportunities. And I appreciate the fact that they're willing to do that without complaint, and they understand what it is that they need to do in order to achieve success. They've learned that over a period of time, and they diligently work to do what maybe is the foundation of our program, and that is just try to prepare themselves to get better day in and day out. So I have great appreciation for them, good young guys.
Question on the front.
Drive Time Sports. Coach, what's one thing that, or a couple of things, when you sit down Saturday or Sunday that you'll look back and think about that first recruiting class that you had at the University of Arkansas?
Well, I think the thing that I so much appreciate is their hard work and dedication. When that first year I was here and they came in, we played 16 true freshmen. We had a number of redshirt freshmen that played that are now seniors, and we took our lumps. We got beat up, particularly early in the year. They kept practicing hard. They kept practicing with a good attitude. They kept working at it, and as the year went on, we got better and better each week, and then came back in the off season and really learned how to work to get better on a daily basis. And that first year I was here, I kind of felt like every time we worked out in the weight room, every time we conditioned, the players were about how they were going to survive, how we're going to survive this workout. And it changed. It changed to, we're going to work today to get better and to improve. And I think it really helped our young players that have came in now to understand that that's really what it's all about, a great attitude and a great work ethic.
We got a question on the left rear.
Coach Petrino, Charles Davis was on our show this morning. He said that Arkansas is now comfortable wearing the mantle of an elite college football program. Can you talk about the process that the program has gone through since you arrived to get to this point?
What were those words again?
Comfortable wearing the mantle of an elite college football program.
It's a little over my head, I think. What we're doing is working hard. We're working hard each day to try to find a way to win our conference and try to find a way to get to Atlanta and be in the championship game. Our players have been very confident, and again, I think it comes down to attitude, work ethic, and belief. We did believe every time we lined up this year that we had an opportunity to win the game, and we were going to find a way to win the game. Didn't always happen, but it happened more often than it didn't. And we're going to continue to work hard in the recruiting process and continue to work hard in our development of young men when they get on our campus.
Question on the rear, Bill.
This question is for Coach Petrino, Roger Emmerich, CBS Radio here in Dallas. Coach, you've always had imaginative and explosive offenses. How has Tyler Wilson figured into that this year?
Tyler has kind of expanded that imaginative part of it because he even does things sometimes that aren't drawn up in the playbook. You know, he's a young man that has tremendous vision, very, very good instincts, and you know, creates some plays on his own, and got tremendous respect for how hard he's played this year. Really, how hard he's worked in his preparation. You know, even this week as we're down here, and there's a lot of events going on, and a lot of people using your time up that you're not normally used to. Tyler's been in the meeting room just about every time that I go down to the offensive meeting room. He's in the quarterback meeting room watching extra videos, studying practice, studying third downs. So it's something that you know, I really respect him for his hard work and his dedication. Took him 3 years to get the job, and he's really made the most of it. But he's been a really good player for us.
Got a question about 3/4 way back on the right.
Wally Hall, Arkansas Democrat. Bob, you guys won the Sugar Bowl last year, BCS game. How does the atmosphere compare this year to last year?
Well, Wally, it seems exactly the same. You know, I think that the preparation for practice when we're playing an opponent like Kansas State is exactly the same as a year ago. It's been great down here in Dallas, a place that we have a number of recruits. We've got 22 players on our team from the state of Texas. And so it's certainly been a great place for us to come for a bowl game. Like I said earlier, the Cotton Bowl staff has been tremendous, and it's been a great experience, something that all our players and all the families will remember as we go on. Now we need to get ready for the game, and we know that's going to be fun. All the fans will start coming in today, start filling up the hotel, and we'll move tomorrow to a different hotel.
This is going to be the final question on the front left.
This is for Coach Snyder, Councilman Snyder from Wichita Eagle. I was wondering, you coached a lot of teams in Kansas State. Where, as you can do regular season with this team, where do you think it can rank compared to those other ones?
Well, I've been asked the question, as you know, many, many times, and I'm probably not prepared to process that until we get through with the season. I think they're certainly a young group that has exceeded, you know, whatever the expectations may have been. I think we've had, you know, perhaps a number of teams that have been able to do that, and I have a great appreciation for each and every one of them. I'm not, you know, I really don't want to try to go through and rank teams, you know, here's the best team, next best, et cetera, because we've had a lot of teams in our program that I have felt, you know, extremely confident about and feel very, very good about. And each one is, you know, is somewhat different, and I think the competition is different year in and year out. I think you know, the makeup of college football is different year in and year out. Some of those go back into the 90s. So it's you know, it's just a hard process to do, and I don't spend very much time trying to make that comparison. But I am awfully proud of this football team and how far they have come. Probably have come as far as any football team that we have had up to this point in time, anyway.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. Your SIDs are waiting for you at the door. Best of luck to you. We'll see you Friday.